You are now entering Armbar Audio.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Armbar Audio. I'm your host, Tim Farley, and across the screen from me is my brown brother.
Sid Sriram, what's poppin'? What's happening, everybody? I have no idea. I almost finished my water,
Gotta,
so that's good.
gotta get that
Yeah,
Texas style greeting
I
in
was
there.
supposed to say. Oh yeah, I usually say what to do in, like Paul Wall. That's usually what he likes to say, but whatever.
What it do, Paul Wall? I'm the people's champ. My
Yeah,
chain light up like a lamp, cause now I'm back with the camp.
that's right. These
Crawling similar to an ant, cause I'm low to the earth. People's feelings get hurt when they figure out what I'm worth. I got 84s poking out at the club, I'm showing out. Oh,
nice.
jeez.
Yeah, this is what the show is. We're actually talking about Paul Wall and rap songs and shit like that. That's the we've changed up our entire layout. We're going to talk about hip hop now. No,
Yes, and speaking of, the Grammys came out with their hip hop nominations, and some people could think it's a little off base for rap music of today. No.
it's
I mean, that did
how?
happen, but we're not gonna fucking talk about it.
No, I think we're good.
Hopefully, hopefully Killer Mike wins though. So, um, today
Run the jewels.
is starting. So I've felt that this show has become the AEW show, and today we are going to veer from that, and we are going to review DDT's Ultimate Party 2023. But also, we have some other things in store upcoming. Impact's Hard to Kill, Pro Wrestling Eve's Wrestle Queendom, uh, GCW in Brooklyn. I forget what the name of it is, but I want to cover that. Uh, of course, Wrestle Kingdom. Now, when we'll be doing these, they're not going to be right away because Sid is on a tight schedule at work, especially in the holidays. And,
Yeah,
but we're going to do what we want to do.
yeah,
Later this week, we are going to come out with a full gear post show, but that will be on Sunday afternoon. It's not going to be right after the show.
yeah.
But yeah, so DDT's Ultimate Party 2023. I feel like I have a little bit more history with DDT than you, Sid. Was this
Definitely.
your DDT cherry being popped?
I think so. I mean, I've watched DDT matches, but I don't think I've watched like a full DDT show ever.
Right. I don't know if I have either. Um, I knew that there were guys that I was interested in, like Higuchi, Takeshita, Endo, people like that. And um, honestly, there was stuff I seen, but I still didn't know like a lot of the roster. I didn't know how zany it got. I heard about it. I know the crazy stuff that Ibushi had done there. I knew about Yoshihiko, uh, and I had seen actually one of their matches in GCW. I think earlier this year. Um, but I had never watched a full show. For this review, we are going to talk about pretty much the main card. The I will say, as a blanket statement for the undercard, it was enjoyable. It was entertaining. The Dino match with Sanshiro Takagi, the president of DDT, it was like a 4-on-4 match. It was absolutely insane. Dino is a very charismatic and openly uh, all sexual, maybe. I mean, I've seen that he is a homosexual, but like, he was kissing women and men in the crowd. Like, I don't know. But the older guys wanted him to apologize for his actions, but they ended up losing.
Mhm.
Um, we also had some tag matches, the tag team title match, which I found to be the tag team champions. I believe their name is Romance Dawn. They're a good young tag team, but just as with almost all of DDT matches, uh, there was a guy on the opposite team named Antonio Honda, and he was just hilarious. And he broke the match up a couple times with getting on the mic and saying stuff. There was like a gauntlet tag team match, and I am very impressed with the young guys, Rukia and a 15-year-old boy who had just came back from his fall what do they call it? School festival. Uni. Naruki Doi from Dragon Gate was also in this match. Him and his partner were really good. Um there's there was a six-man that involved Jun Akiyama and against the Saito brothers from All Japan. And this one guy on Akiyama's team really stood out to me, just his look. And I feel like with a little bit more polish, he could be like a pretty big guy for DDT. He's gonna be in the Grand Prix. Um, that's Yukio Naya. He's one to watch out for. But we are going to talk about the matches that people who follow DDT would be most interested in, people who don't follow DDT would be most interested in. So the first match we're going to go over is Kuroshio Tokyo Japan making his DDT return from WWE, formerly known as Ikumanjiro, against the DDT rookie standout, uh, Takeshi
Takeshi
Masada.
Masada, yeah.
Now, Sid, I know we didn't watch this together. Did you have any time to watch this match?
I actually did.
Oh, shit!
Yeah. I
Well, someone's gonna get a kiss when the camera goes off.
nice.
Anyway, so I know I was telling you about how I felt about this match, and I said
I got
that
it.
at the beginning,
Yeah.
I I was I was m- I would go from laughing hysterically to getting pissed off and back and forth and back and forth. Obviously, now you know exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Uh, Kuroshio's just fucking with everyone and not getting in the ring and then just having the time of his life with
Like
the crowd.
he did his intro like twice.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Like he
Like
let his
he
song
went all the
play.
way back.
Yeah, he let his song play, and then he went back. Went back to the entrance, and then it played again. Then he came back out and still was fucking around. It was the darndest thing, I tell you.
Talk about mind games. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think that him and Tetsuya Naito should have a match just to see just to see if the match ever starts.
Yeah, and also who can be more tranquilo, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So,
and Masada
uh,
obviously just getting pissed off more and more and more, and you know,
another fun spot I remember from this match was the jackets.
yeah, they wouldn't take him off.
You take off your jacket. No, you take off your jacket. No, you take off your jacket.
Yeah,
Then they jump over onto the apron. Then they're still doing it. They kick each other. They're still doing it. It was
it
hilarious.
was yeah.
And but eventually Hiroshio stopped his playtime and and won this match.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the moves. I can only tell you that it
No.
was entertaining.
Yeah.
Like
That's
a
I
lot.
same.
I feel like as this is my first full DDT show, um, DDT is equal parts straight up puro and straight up like crazy hilarious stuff. And I love it.
Yeah.
And they got two big names, three big names on this show from outside of DDT. Uh and didn't play to any of the other companies standards. And they wrote this and they got this point to this point by being themselves, and I find that very interesting, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I renewed my Wrestle Universe. um so after Kuroshio beat the rookie standout Takeshi Masada, I believe we had Tetsuya Endo against Daisuke Sasaki,
Mm-hmm.
and this was a grudge match kind of. Tetsuya Endo and Daisuke Sasaki were in a group called Damnation AD when Endo eventually it became Damnation TA. Sasaki was the leader, and he taught Endo when he was coming up. And Endo, I believe last year, left and started his own faction, Burning,
Burning. Yeah.
which Jun Akiyama is a part of. Damnation is a heel faction, and Tetsuya Endo beat Sasaki at Ultimate Party 2020. Endo has just come back from injury a little while ago. Like not just come back, but he's still reeling from the injury. Um, but this match, this match was really good. I think.
It was.
Um,
Yeah.
S- Sas very early on, the commentary team noted that Sasaki was bringing out the former Endo's former type of
Mm-hmm.
actions, like his
Right.
deviousness and his brutality.
Yep.
Um, and after the match ended, it kind of felt like Endo didn't
Yeah.
know where he stood. Um,
Yeah.
but
Kind
there
of.
was a lot of good in this match.
For sure. Yeah. I think that was just the story between Sasuke and Endo, and how like you said, it was a grudge match, and how they're like former friends turned bitter rivals now. And yeah, I mean, just looking to see where this whole thing goes. Whenever I
I
watch
don't
DDT
know
again.
if they're bitter rivals. Like the commentary was saying, kind of like when Endo left, Sasaki was saying like, "Okay, you go do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing, but it's always gonna be me and you." Like, it's this, and
Fight forever. Hashtag fight
even
forever.
whenever they went to the outside for the first time on Damnation's side, and Damnation, I believe it was MJ Paul or Cannon who hit him. Sasuke said, "No, don't hurt him. This is mine." I mean, they did end up helping him, like lift him up and stuff, but they never again attacked Endo. Um, Endo hit an amazing 450 springboard to the outside through a table to Sasaki. Um, he went for a move and he didn't get it, called Animal Crossing New Horizons, which pothed me. Um,
John would have loved
the
that
end of
one.
this, yes, absolutely.
John would have loved
The
that.
end of this match, um, Endo either tapped or passed out to a variation of the crossface, I believe,
I think so. You're
or
right. Yeah.
and it kind of took both of us aback because we were watching it together and we were both like, "Oh shit, it's over!" Like,
Yeah, it was. It was a little. I think it could have gone at least another 5 minutes, but whatever. I enjoyed what I saw. Um, One thing I do have to say, special props to the commentary team. By the way, one thing that I think you and I both have, one gripe that we both have about Japanese promotions is like the commentary a lot of times is in Japanese, but in this case, these are Japanese people, but they're speaking in English, and like big props to them for doing that. I don't know.
I liked that even more than having English commentators
Exactly.
because it felt more authentic.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even the way they explained things, it might have not been as
True.
thorough as a Chris
And they kept
Charles
it very engaging.
or whoever. Yeah. That's another thing. They were watching it not just as commentators but as fans.
Pretty
And they
much.
were reacting. Um
They were
I,
reacting.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed that. Apparently one of the guy, I believe,
Yeah.
who was doing it is like a major voice actor over there.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
was reading about it. Yeah. Um so the next match was Saki Akai's retirement match. Saki Akai is a 10-year veteran. I believe she came in from the entertainment industry. She wrestled mainly in DDT before Tokyo Joshi Pro was formed, and then she had like an alter ego who that wrestled there as well.
Yeah.
Um, she this match was Saki Akai and her Eruption group members Yukio Sakaguchi and
Hideki
Otani.
Okata Hideki
Both,
Okatani.
yeah. Hideki Okatani took Kazusada Higuchi's place because Higuchi left Eruption. So on the opposite side was Higuchi, Miyu Yamashita, who is the ace of Tokyo Joshi Pro and a good friend of Saki Akai, and the genius of the arc, Noah standout Naomi. Nah, I'm
Naomichi
gonna
Marafuji.
Mer- no, yeah, there we go. I'm saying too many Japanese names at once, and it's fucking me up. Um,
I have the
and
matches like here so I can read it.
he was there because much like Will Ospreay, Saki Akai looked up and idolized him. Um, this match fucking ruled.
Yep. A lot of emotion throughout this match.
Oh, absolutely. Um, this was the first match, like with Endo and Sasuke, it was good wrestling, but I felt like this was the first match that had that Japanese wrestling feel to it. The strikes were hard, there was no fucking around. And
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
and like both teams were not afraid of each other. Every kick Sakaguchi gave Higuchi Higuchi had a chest chop. Um, Marufuji was in there doing his thing with the knees and the kicks, and Yamashita was. I mean, it was
There was
just it
a
was just nuts.
there was a point where like the four men just left the ring and let the women do their thing.
I Yeah, so like
That was
I
awesome.
was gonna say, at one point it was Akai in there against Marufuji and Higuchi, and she was trying so hard to hit both of them over and over, and Higuchi grabbed her by the neck and held her face, and Marufuji hit the hook kick from behind, and she went to the ground. And then Yamashita came in and hit the attitude adjustment. And then they were like on the ground, and all the four men were in both corners, and each pair kind of looked at each other and were like, let them have this moment. And
That was wonderful.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
kind of romantic, actually, if you think about it. You know.
very, very much.
Yeah.
And it ended with Yamashita hitting the skull kick, which is much like the Black Mass or whatever they call it in AEW for Malachi
I
Black
think
now.
blackout. I
And
think. No, is it the blackout?
maybe
I think so.
I don't know. But I do know that they had a Twitter interaction a long time ago about it. And Tommy was like, "You do it so much better than me." And maybe one day we could do it together.
That's
But
funny.
yeah,
Then
but
after the match, the retirement ceremony, that was love. That was nice.
but
Um,
when Yamashita was winning, the camera cut to the guys' faces, and Sakaguchi was like about to cry. Maybe he was crying. When the bell rang, Yamashita was crying. It was very emotional. Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good. No,
I just wanted to get that in there.
okay, no problem. No, the retirement ceremony was pretty cool. They had like a video with some talking heads, including people like Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace, and then Hinare,
Togi Makabe.
Togi Makabe, not Hinare, and then some other dude, an older Japanese wrestler who I think is retired now. I don't know who it was.
I can find out.
Yeah, that he was there. And then as she was about to leave the ring, there was a very special video from WWE's Shinsuke Nakamura. Kind of lame that they didn't show like the video or have the freaking audio playing. They just showed Saki Akai's reaction to it, which was great, which was cute, but
The guy,
like,
the guy you were talking about is Junichiro Tenryu.
okay.
He's a very big old name,
Oh, okay, that's
but
yeah. But no, Nakamura was that was like his that was pretty cool that like Nakamura sent her out a message, and apparently it was behind like the Raw backdrop. Like he was standing in front of the logo of Raw, and he was cutting the video, which was awesome. But of course,
that is
WWE
awesome.
being WWE, we're like, nah, we ain't doing that shit, bruh. So
Which is so weird
it's
because
lame because Nakamura
I was
wrestled
like,
in Noah earlier
right,
this year, right?
not just that, yes, for Keiji Muto,
Yeah.
but not just that. So DDT, Tokyo Joshi Pro, Gambare, and Noah are all on Wrestle Universe. They're all under Cyber Fight. And I feel like a month or two ago, there were talks about a partnership between WWE and Noah, or at least a Bema TV, which Noah is on. Or, I don't remember because I didn't really look into it because it
Yeah.
had to do with WWE. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, him showing up in Noah for Muto and the
Wrestling a
stuff,
match. He didn't just show up. He
yeah,
wrestled the fucking match, which was
and
crazy.
the stuff that they have been saying for 2 months, it's kind of weird that
I don't know.
they get to show that.
Maybe after the whole Endeavor deal went down, I think they're just like not interested in anything anymore. They're just like, oh, we got enough shit. We got UFC, so fuck you, Japanese
Mhm.
wrestling, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I heard. I mean, although it's weird because Vince McMahon apparently is not making as many executive or creative decisions. Well, he's not making creative decisions. I don't know about executive decisions. So maybe that was Vince. That was a Vince move.
From
Like,
what I heard, the guys at Endeavor,
hate Japanese wrestling.
sorry for this veer off, um, feel that Vince is a liability, and that's why he sold 30% of his shares a couple weeks ago, and he may sell more. I mean, they're not
Um,
wrong.
fingers crossed.
I mean, last year it was like every 6 months we found out more sex pest bullshit. But let's get back to DDT Ultimate Party
But yeah,
2023.
but great
Um,
stuff. Oh yeah, no, no. One last thing happened. I'm sorry. One last thing happened. Um, one of her mentors came out and actually offered her a job in at DDT as a a backstage job, which was awesome. So she's
Right.
still gonna be
That was
working.
Sanshiro. That was Sanshiro Takagi, the president of DDT,
Oh, okay.
and he said that he wanted her to be in some backstage capacity so that other she can help others realize their dramatic dream because
That's what's
DDT
up,
stands
man.
for Dramatic Dream Team. Yeah.
That's what's up though. Like that's good. I'm glad she's not like completely, you know, done with like wrestling. Like she's still gonna be a part of wrestling. She's just not gonna wrestle, which fair play. I love that they're doing that. So good for her.
I mean, a 10-year career is pretty long, and if you want to keep your body intact, who knows what she wants to do with her life. I mean, earlier this year in Stardom, we saw the young Himeka hang up the boots. And, you know, um, I feel like I think it's a good move, because you see a lot of these older wrestlers, especially in America, because they had to work the WWE schedule, their bodies are just broken down. And
I'm burned out.
not so much with older Japanese wrestlers, but still, I think it's a little bit different for women over there because their culture is very more traditional. Um, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, what was the match after this one?
The super awesome, fun, crazy match. It was the Iron. It was for the Iron Man Heavy Metal Championship. The champion Hiromu Takahashi versus Kazuki Hirata. And I told you this, and I'm gonna say it on camera. This match was the stuff of Jim Cornette's nightmares, and I loved every minute of it. Like Jim Cornette watching that shit would just have I think would have like the biggest angry man yells at cloud moment, and I would be there
Yes.
for it. Like I know fuck that guy, but still, like anything to
If
piss
you
him
were to
off.
ask me the top three matches of this show, I couldn't tell you in order what they are, but I could
But this
definitely
is
tell
one
you the
of them.
three matches I enjoyed the most, and this is definitely one of them. This
Oh,
and the
this was
two main
awesome.
events were fantastic, and this shit was so good.
This
I'm gonna let you take the reins on this one
okay.
because uh, I feel like you really enjoyed it. So
So how this match worked was it was kind of funny because like they had like the referee had like a big red button, and Takahashi since he was the champ he had to press the button, so he pressed it and it's got like different match types, in like a little wheel, and so spin the wheel make a deal I guess, and then he spun the wheel and I think the first one that came up was like a dance was like no it was like some slow music, no, it was like some sort of musical thing,
you
and
had to wrestle to the beat
wrestle to the
of the
beat.
song.
Yeah, and so Hirata
And
was really
it
getting into it.
and it did go slow
Yes.
at the end,
Yeah.
but it was faster at the beginning.
So Hirata did it in the was going with it, and Hiromu was like, "Fuck this shit," and he just came and like just beat the crap out of him, and like there was a judge outside who was also a voice actor, and he's like, "No, you gotta follow the rules." So
I don't
you know,
actually I think he was a musician
oh, he
as
was a
well
musician, not okay.
because he was like he like gave Hiromu the riot act. Like he didn't
Basically,
just stop it and say something. He was like, "What the are you doing? You're making a mockery of this." And like Hiromu's probably thinking, "This is a mockery to wrestling. I'm the best junior wrestler in the world, and I'm doing this."
then there was it got
Uh,
slow, and it was there was a point where it looked like the two were about to kiss, and then the music stopped, and everyone was like, and the whole audience was like, "Oh!"
Right.
That was funny. And
And then there was the handicap match
with the doll,
with Yoshihiko.
Yoshihiko the doll, yeah. Who
And I love
not the only time we'll see them this tonight, by the way.
this was actually the second time Yoshihiko was involved. She was
Okay.
also in that Dino match from earlier. But I loved how Hiromu was like not selling shit for it, but then whenever it would make a cover, like he would get into it. Like Hiromu knew exactly what he was doing for this match.
Yep.
Um and
Played
he
the heel
played
a
his
little bit.
part really well. Not just that, but like he knew when to turn into the DDT stuff and when to not. And I thought that was
That was
genius.
brilliant, yeah. And
Um, uh,
and then what was the other thing that, and finally, it's weird.
well, they put the glasses on, and then
Yeah.
they were like dancing like crazy.
No,
And
before that, they had to they blindfolded, and then they were wearing like a bra.
oh,
And
oh my God, yes, it was a take off the bra blindfold match,
yeah.
and, and Harada almost beat Hiromu,
No, he did beat
and
him.
then
He
when
took
the
it off.
bell rang, no, he still had it on, and then when that round ended, the camera cut to Hiromu, and he was holding it, and he was looking at him like, "You can't show my bare breasts," even though his titties were out the whole time. They were
Too
the
big,
bra
man.
only covered up here.
Needs a D cup. The dude needs a D cup, man.
Yeah, his nips were out the whole fucking time.
Yeah, that was funny. Then after that it was like the glasses and everything, and they legit had like a show, like a dance off, and that was fun. The ending was like he pressed the button, and then it landed on like deathmatch, but then there was another wheel where all of it, the only options were dance off. So finally they had to do the dance off, and he's like, "Ah, fine, whatever." And he had like this real awkward ass moves. And I was
Yeah,
telling
but
you,
then at one point they were dancing together, and then
yeah,
Hiromu just stopped and was like, "Okay, now I could do this." And then he beat Harada.
yeah, no, and then no, but the belt was on top of Hiromu, so the belt became the champion. And then,
Yes. After the end of the match, Hiromu was so exhausted from DDT's rules for this match that he laid down next to Harada with the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship over him.
and the Iron Man.
And since he was the champion of the DDT Iron Man, the the IWGP Junior Heavyweight belt became
The Iron Man
the
heavy
champion
metal champion.
of the DDT Iron Man Heavy Metal Championship. So Hiromu's confused. He doesn't know what's going on, and Harada absolutely jumps on that shit, and he pins the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, and everybody goes home happy. And Hiromu takes away what is it, 10 years of Nivea body lotion, because that was also a prize
Oh yeah,
for
that's
some
right.
reason.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, this was, yeah. If you're like a one of the, like from the school of Lance Storm or something, don't watch this match. You're gonna have a bad time. But for the rest of us who like to have fun and like to have a good time, please watch this match. You know,
Yeah,
or if you
yeah.
just like Cornette, then
Uh,
can you imagine though? He watches it. What the fuck is this motherfucking
I
bullshit?
can't even imagine a Cornette fan listening to us.
Well, I don't know. I
They
know. That's
they'd
exactly
probably
why
be
I'm
like,
doing the shitty Cornette impression.
yeah,
What is this fucking bullshit? I'm gonna say something racist if I, get into that. Let's not. Let's not. Thank you.
yeah,
Fuck you.
because
Bye.
he's a
That's it.
racist.
He is racist. Yeah.
Because he's a racist.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Um,
And a rapist
fuck him with a.
with his
He's a
tennis
piece
racket.
of shit.
Anyways,
Um,
You know who's not a piece of shit?
the,
Well, speaking of pieces of shit, the next match was Matt Cardona versus Mao for the DDT Universal Championship.
yes, and this is their secondary title, which WWE fans would probably like lose their mind. The
Yeah.
Universal title is the secondary. Matt Cardona beat Tetsuya Endo earlier this year, and it was a no DQ match, and he came out with his partner Steph Delander, and he was wrestling Mao, who I had known because he was Mike Bailey's tag team partner while Mike Bailey was in DDT, and recently he had done an excursion in the states of GCW New Japan Strong. He was in the All Junior festival over here.
Mm-hmm.
He teamed with Desperado, and they became friends, and other independents. Um, and this match may not have been the best match that we're covering, but the crowd
Was into
was
it, yeah.
so into it and so into Mao.
Yeah.
And so was I. Um, we had a lot of interference from Steph Delander. Um, I believe Mao is in the group with Hiroshima. I think they're called like 37 Amina or something like that. And I had heard about the use of the plastic containers. I had never seen it. Um, but holy shit.
Mm-hmm. He just freaking moonsaulted with the plastic container and hit Matt Cardona with it. It was awesome.
Yeah. And it broke. And then there was like, then they like stacked like three on, and I don't even remember what happened. I don't. I just know that, uh, Matt Cardona. And I said this to you while we were watching. Um, his persona on the Indies and in Japan, it does not differ that much. He's such a good fucking
Mm-hmm.
heel, and he's so good
So
with this
good.
indie god stuff, and like, um, and it was perfect for Mal
Like he's
because Mal
shown,
is,
and I said this too. He has definitely, and this I think this is his kind of his mo these days, but he's shown that you don't need to be in a major promotion to make it big in wrestling, and that goes for both WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact. I said both. That goes for any major any wrestling show that's on a major TV network. You don't need to do that to make a good career in wrestling, and you just got to put in the work. You just got to grind. That's all it is, and I mean, that's kind of
yeah, I
life
mean,
in
he
general.
he
So,
has shown up and done some work for MLW and Impact, but like, yeah,
and
I think he even
AEW
said
and AEW.
like, well, that was one match after he got
Yeah.
released. Like, I more recently he's been in Impact and MLW, but they're not major promotions,
No.
So, eh, um, but yeah, Mal won this match and everyone loved it
Yeah.
because Mal has been putting in the work,
And he's been chasing
and
this title.
Mal, yes, yes, and apparently after the match he challenged a uh deathmatch wrestler from Mexico uh to be his first defense. I forget
Interesting.
the name of the guy, but yes, very interesting. So I expect to see more plastic boxes.
By the way, I just another
So
side note. The DDT championships look really nice. So whoever did the belt designs, like, good job. Like that. Those look like actual belts that the wrestlers want to win, and not like a toy.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but are we going into the first main event now?
We sure are. We got, you know, wow. Oh, they're talking about two AEW stars again. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, shut up. Anyway, we
No.
had.
Takeshita has said after this match, Even though he wrestles in AEW, he will always be DDT. And the style of wrestling he does will always be DDT, and he will carry it on forever. Now, Don Callis was not there because he was on the AEW show that night, Collision. Um, and this was so both of them call themselves Alpha.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, earlier in his DDT career, uh, he would use the Konosuke would use the walls of Jericho, and they actually called it the walls of Takeshita. And in this match, we saw that happen, and it was kind of like Takeshita can't master the walls. It was almost like a student versus teacher kind of thing. Um, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this, and then you could take the ball and run with it. With all the stuff that's happening with the Callis family and Jericho and Omega in AEW, neither one of these men had to wrestle as fucking good and as hard as they did. This was Chris Jericho's best match of the year, and I don't care. I'm putting that over his match with Will Ospreay. Jericho, it's crazy to me that anytime you start to think Jericho is resting on his laurels and he doesn't have it anymore, he'll pull
Like
some
he just
shit like
yeah.
this out.
That's
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, what were your thoughts on the match?
Honestly about the same as you, and I could definitely see this match being a match of the year contender. Just I mean they wrestled before in AEW and it was really good, but somehow they just took it like a notch above, maybe even a few notches above. So
Oh yeah,
I
it
was
was
I was just blown
so
away.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, Takeshita with all the jumping knees and like taking all the they were both taking crazy bumps, and at one point Jericho just kind of lost his shit and was like booting him in the corner and like face washing him, and like there was a lot of I Jericho won with the walls, but he kind of had it in a lion tamer almost because he was sitting so far back. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this match fucking ruled.
Yeah.
Um,
It's funny. Takeshita beat Jericho in AEW, but Jericho beat Takeshita in DDT. So
mm.
both people beat each other in their
And
yeah.
DDT's fan base for this match was cheering for Jericho.
Interesting.
They must watch Takeshita and AEW because they were more on Jericho's side.
Yeah, that's true. I heard it too. I mean, so there were some. No, I'd say it was kind of divided for a little bit, and but yeah,
Yeah,
and they did sing Judas, which was cool, which is awesome. I was like, are they not?
yeah,
Because in the beginning when he came out, I was like, are they not singing Judas? I mean, I understood Japanese crowd; they're like more respectful, which is fine, but it's Judas. So and then I was a
yeah.
little disappointed, but then I heard the
We couldn't tell,
yeah.
and then when the music stopped, they kept going.
That was just dope, man. I loved it. Yeah, Japanese fans are cool,
Me
man. I
too.
like. I mean, people talk a lot about UK fans. Japanese fans are kind of underrated, in my opinion. Like they know when to cheer, when to boo. They know like that. I don't know. I just like it.
It's like what like UK fans are this extreme, and Japanese wrestling fans are this extreme. You know,
Yeah, but
um,
I mean,
and it kind of goes with the cultures, really.
right.
Um, So the main event of the show was Chris Brooks defending the KOD Openweight Championship, his third defense of the title against Ueno.
Yuki,
Uh,
yeah.
I had known I had known Chris Brooks because he like was Progress champion. He did a lot in the UK, and then much like Zack Sabre Jr., found his home in Japan. I believe he was in a tag team called the Calamari Catch Kings. He did a lot of work with Jonathan Gresham and LAX. But I had not really seen a lot of the things he's done in DDT, but I know of it. I know he has his own produced DDT shows. He loves DDT. Yuki Ueno, um, when Takeshita was the ace, or at least fighting for that ace position, with Tetsuya Endo, Ueno was the guy that everyone was like, okay, this is gonna be the next dude. This is gonna be the next guy. And even though he had won the Universal title, and he won the Universal title off of Brooks, he had never won the KOD Openweight Championship. Um, Sid, this match is fresh from your mind, so I'm gonna let you take it, and then I'll add some things that I remember.
Oh boy. Okay. I know one thing is commentary mentioned that both Brooks and Ueno are actually like friends, and they were in a tag team. And so,
Yeah.
but when it came to, obviously they said, we're friends until we get into the ring. And the way that they wrestled, it did not seem like they were friends, but were like bitter enemies. They wanted to kill each other. Like there was a point where Chris Brooks was outside, and he and Ueno was outside, and he Chris Brooks took like the guardrail and just bashed Ueno over his
Um,
chest.
I, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, he did a tombstone on the apron. I think he even did like I forgot what the move was. But he did another one. Kind of, it was kind of like a pedigree, but it wasn't a pedigree. But
Right.
yeah,
He also like held him up like a high angle power bomb, and then turned it
yes.
into
Oh my
fucking
god.
sick ass pile driver.
Yeah. And by the way, he was
And
all taped
uh,
up. Brooks was so.
he's always like that. Like I don't
Oh,
even know if he's injured or if that's like his look, like that
oh
shoulder
okay.
thing.
Yeah, that shoulder pad.
Yeah.
It looks like he was taped up. But okay. I
No,
mean,
no, I understand that, but he's been looking like that for his whole career. So like I
oh
don't
okay.
know if it's a fashion thing, but
Kind of weird, but okay.
Ueno, I loved his move. He used it earlier in the match, and he used it to win the match. That he gets you like in a double underhook DDT and then flips over. That shit was rad. He ended up winning after two best moonsaults ever. Shout out to
Mm,
Christopher Daniels and that move.
yep.
But like this was the classic Japanese wrestling main event, right? Uh, like they just kept taking the best the other had to offer, and the fighting spirit was there, and the big move after big move after big move was there, and then the stop and hit the shit out of each other was there, and you know, but finally Yuki Ueno
Put away Chris
won
Brooks and
won
became the
the
new.
big.
And this is the main title for DDT, right?
Yes,
The okay.
yes, and I don't know if you watched after the match,
No.
but they the end credit type thing, Ueno and his crew with Mao and whoever else went to the back, and somebody tried to pin Harada, and they didn't get to, and Harada goes running down, and everyone's running down, and out from where they're running from, Takeshita comes. And Takeshita starts walking towards Ueno, and Ueno starts walking toward him, and Ueno looks up at Takeshita, and he like goes like that with the championship, and Takeshita like pats him on his one shoulder and like looks at him like you finally did it, and he Takeshita and Ueno embraced, and
Interesting.
it was fucking awesome. It was so fucking cool.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I
Yeah.
don't need to know everything about this promotion. I don't need to know everything about all of these wrestlers. From what I watched on this show, it makes me want to watch DDT. Like, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
This was a tremendous show. It was great. I think all the matches just hit somehow, and like I said, commentary team kept every single match engaging and fun and and that's the thing. They were having fun watching the matches. You don't see that in a lot of wrestling. Like it's just I mean like AEW they try to do it with Taz is like seems like to be like the only guy who's having fun, but Tony and Excalibur are like pretty like straight faced. I mean, even in WWE, like Michael Cole or whoever, they're all pretty straight faced. But here, like they're actually like enjoying the match and like having fun while watching the match, and they're not just saying, "Oh, we have to call each play by play." Every single move that's there, like no, they're like, oh god, this is awesome. Oh my god, this is amazing. Just like all of us, like you said, they were
Oh,
acting like fans. They were like the wrestling fans too.
right. Yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying, and I feel like commentary teams for AEW and New Japan try to be like that,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a
But
level
it's
of
not organic.
professionalism. Yeah, there's like this weird level of professionalism that keeps them
Yeah,
from that.
but I feel like DDT has been able
Like,
to.
I know from watching the fight versions of AEW, when those when the American cameras go to when it goes to picture in picture, it's not just Taz having fun.
Yeah,
But like um but yeah, this was interesting because like you said, it felt like fans were calling the matches
mm-hmm.
as well as people who were well read on the product.
Right.
Um, the only downside is, and you can't speak to this because you didn't watch the undercard. Cyber Fight has a problem across the board of making their shows way too long. Um, Usually, like it gets to the 5 6 hour point, and you can't do it. You have to like block these shows out. You know that I'm gonna watch this part, and then tomorrow I'm gonna watch this part, and whatever.
Yeah, you can't watch
But
it in one day.
if you skip the undercard and you only watch from where we started reviewing, this is a show of the year contender, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I can't hard to disagree with that.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
since we figured out we do the stars for the matches and the grades for the shows, what would you grade this show?
Just from the matches I watched, I'm gonna give it a solid A.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. If the undercard didn't exist, and not that it was bad, like I said at the beginning of the show, it was very entertaining. If it was just these matches, I would probably go A
Yeah.
plus. I don't know. I'm
I
somewhere
think
in
we're just
between
so
A and A
used to
plus.
because we're so used to like AEW pay per views where they're like 8 or 9 matches long, and this is like has like a shit ton of matches including the undercard. So it's like, well, okay, this is getting kind of crazy, but yeah, I think maybe it's just the American wrestling fan in us that wants a shorter show. But um,
Probably because I even get bothered with New Japan. Like anytime New Japan has a show that I want to watch, or any show really, I mean, pretty much like 90% of their shows are 4 hours long. And it's
yeah,
just like,
it's just like, dude,
how am I supposed to watch a tournament every day that's 4 hours long? Like, I'm not doing it.
mm-hmm.
I'm not doing. But anyways, um, so this weekend on Sunday afternoon, we are going to do a post show for Full Gear. And from there, we will keep you updated on what we plan on doing.
Yep.
So, wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one, and peace and love to all of you. Bye.
Bang. Ow. Did it again. What the fuck? All right. See ya.